Thank you, Pamela. Good morning. Happy February 23rd, which just happens to be National World Understanding and Peace Day, which I thought was appropriate to announce from up here. Now, if you're not into peace and understanding, it's also National Tootsie Roll Day, so celebrate as you wish today. Welcome to everyone here in person and to our worldwide online community, Unity Spiritual Center Spokane. As our mission states, we are a vibrant community growing through spiritual practices and love. I'm Alan Bassan, and I'll be your platform assistant this morning. So if you'd please take a moment now and silence your cell phones, it'd be greatly appreciated. As we do each week, we want to begin our time together by sharing our opening affirmation. Really believe this from your bottom of your heart right now. Please, together we affirm, there is only one and one power, active in my life and in the universe, God the Good. This is Unity's foundation principle. One presence, one power, and one life living through and as each and every one of us. We are grateful to have our speaker, Reverend David McClure, sharing his talk, How Do You Spell Relief? I'm not going to go with the old-fashioned answer on that one. Our music today is provided by, obviously, Pamela Benton. In a moment, our chaplain, Jim, will share an opening prayer. But first, our song leaders will start us off with the community song.
Please stand if you're able. Prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for peace. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for peace. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for peace. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for peace.
This good sound? Thank you. Let's, as we do, put aside our cares of today and enter that quiet corner. Breathe deeply, if you would. And as you inhale through your nose, please hold it for 2 seconds. Breathe as deeply as you can. And then exhale through the mouth, holding it for 2 seconds. Let the air out slowly with a relaxing sigh, if that is your style. And relax completely and feel the divine energy that permeates every cell of your body, that surrounds you in the aura that can be measured, that bleeds into the person next to you and around you and becomes the collective energy that we have here in this building that will meet the needs of all who enter here. Let the energy fill you from top to bottom, front to back, and side to side. And then affirm with me silently, if you will, as you pay attention to your breathing, that this divine energy is strength. This divine energy is stability. And this divine energy is courage. And since there is only one presence, and that's what we're talking about, we are one with the strength, with the stability, and the courage. And so, again, with me, please affirm, I am the strength. I am the stability. I am the courage. I am the tenacity. And I am the power, along with the other energies that hold the universe together and sees us through hard times. I am one with the divine strength. I stand undaunted in the face of shifting circumstances. I act courageously, and I have the tenacity to stay the course. As I am one with the divine energy and the strength, so all are one, because there is only one presence, as we have affirmed already. In this realization of the divine strength, we understand the importance of holding fast to our faith in the divine good, of having the courage to do what is ours to do, even whenever it seems impossible. Thus, with the strength of this faith, we extend this divine energy and bless our speaker, our musicians, all the volunteers and staff, and all who make this service possible. And we extend this energy throughout the center, bless the center and our entire community. And we use this power of tenacity to discern the deepest truth of today's message. We release this prayer to Spirit, knowing it is already done. We are grateful for the knowledge that I can always count on the divine strength and stability. And as it says in Ephesians, be strong in the Lord and the strength of God's power. And so it is.
This is for David, because he's doing a service for you about attitude. So this is my song to complement that message. Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it. No, no, don't worry. Be happy. Yeah, you know it. In every life we have some trouble, but when you worry, you make it double. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Ain't got no place to lay your head. Somebody came and took your bed. Don't worry. Be happy. Landlord says your rent is late. He might have to litigate. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. Ain't got no cash, ain't got no style, ain't got no gal to make you smile. Don't worry, be happy. 'Cause when you worry, your face will frown, and that will bring everybody down. Don't worry, be happy. Look at me, I'm happy. Ooh, do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Yeah. Ooh, do, 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 do. This is you in the grocery store, going down the aisles. Do, do, do. Don't worry, be happy. One more time. Do, 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 do. In the kitchen. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Don't worry, be happy.
Don't worry, be happy. Thank you, Pamela Benton. It's so good to have you back. Good morning, Spokane. Some of you may be wondering why I'm wearing this white thing in my head. I started wearing ribbons in my hair. It's not really. Some of you may be familiar with the term the Mohs procedure. Precancerous stuff that lurks beneath the surface. Well, I had one on my head, and I thought about wearing a hat today, but I need this sermon this morning too, so here we go. Grin and bear it with me. Can you hear me all? Yes. Okay. Reaching the end of a job interview, the human resources person asks a young engineer fresh out of MIT, "And what starting salary are you looking for?" And the engineer said, "In the neighborhood of $125,000 a year, depending on the benefit package." The interviewer said, "Well, what would you say to a package of 5 weeks vacation, 14 paid holidays, full medical and dental, company matching retirement fund of 50% of your salary, and a company car based every 2 years, say actually a red Corvette?" The engineer sat up straight and says, "Wow, are you kidding?" And the interviewer said, "Yeah, but you started it." As I thought about this morning's message to you and what I would offer you that might be satisfying and meaningful, what would it take to relieve you of your unhappiness? You know, Pamela started out that way. What would it take for your every last drop of unhappiness in your life to be taken away from you, together with your sadness, your fears, and your worries? What would it take? In other words, how would you spell relief? How would you spell relief from what currently ails you? Remember those commercials about how do you spell relief? Rolaids, I think, put them out. And they would ask you, how do you spell relief? Well, I'm here this morning to offer each one of you relief, total and utter relief. Relief that's available to you right here and right now. I'm here this morning to tell you that life, real life, the life you are destined to live, is the exact opposite of the life your thoughts are trying to get you to swallow today. Day after day, hour after hour, our thoughts try to get us to swallow our problems and our worries and our fears. And that's because we believe our thoughts. We actually believe what we're thinking. And we believe that our thoughts are telling us these things and that we're here, we have to swallow them and take them and go from there. You actually believe that what your thoughts are telling you is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. But actually, and fundamentally, the truth about you, truth about your body, your world, and the world around you is something other than what your thoughts are telling you today, or telling people around you. You believe your thoughts are telling you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth because they know what you're talking about. Now, it's certainly true that you and I are thinking beings. We've established that. And we do a lot of it every day. Have you done 1 or 2 hours of thinking this morning already? This means that we're never going to stop thinking. But what you may not know is that you are under no obligation to believe anything your thinking is telling you at any given moment. You don't have to believe what your thoughts are telling you. There's no rule. There's no place where it's written in the Bible or anywhere else. I've looked it up. I can't find anything written down or spoken about anywhere that says you must take your thought and every thought you think seriously. You remember the ad for Alka-Seltzer? Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. So here's some relief for you this morning. Relief begins the very moment you stop believing what you're thinking, because most of it is stinking thinking. Most of it doesn't hold water. Just what is stinking thinking? Well, here's some examples of stinking thinking. I'm too fat. I'm stupid. I'm never going to pass this test. I'll embarrass myself if I try. I'm a failure. I'm too ugly. Nobody loves me. Nobody's ever going to want to be around me. The world is going to hell in a handbasket. And Unity Spiritual Center is doomed. These are some of the thoughts that rumble through our mind from time to time. And when you act as though it's you, just you, against the world, it's actually simply you against yourself. It's you against the thoughts that you're thinking. Did you ever realize that you and I have become victims of our own thoughts? And do you realize that we don't have to remain a victim one day longer? You can end that relationship today. There's relief in sight for all of us. We don't have to give any thought we have ever had the precious energy of our time and attention ever again. It was Byron Katie who said, "To live in victimhood is to live like a beggar." And when you are living at the mercy of what you're thinking, you are living in victimhood. When you're believing your own thoughts, you are a victim of that belief. Oh, what a relief it is to discover for each and every one of us that happiness comes solely and directly, not from our thoughts, but from deeper within ourselves, directly from the universe. It doesn't have to pass through your thinking to be okay, or to be welcomed, or to be received, or to be valid. It's always been and always has been the unconditional gift from your own being. And it does not, has not, and will never come from what you think. Let me ask you this morning. When's the last time you actually questioned your own thinking or what someone else is thinking? Oh, what a relief it is to know that on any given day, at any time, we not only can, but we must question not only our thoughts, but also the thoughts of others. This doesn't mean we need to get into debates and arguments, but it means that we need to take every thought we think with a grain of salt, which means don't just swallow it hook, line, and sinker. Don't just take it for granted. Don't take the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth from what you're thinking or what someone else is trying to make you think. That includes everything that I'm saying to you this morning. I don't have to settle for anybody's thinking. I don't have to settle for anybody's thinking. I don't need to believe what I or anyone else are thinking. I really don't. I've had a few thoughts this morning. I don't have to believe them necessarily. What a relief it is when you stop giving your thoughts of, or someone else's thoughts, the time of day, and with it, some of your precious energy that tends to lock those thoughts in as finalities, as inevitabilities in our life. Just think about the next time you turn on the news on your TV. Let's be clear about this. The news on your TV is not the news. It's actually the olds. It's stuff that has already happened. And it's asking you to believe what you just saw and what you just heard. And to give all of your attention to that and to be emotionally caught up in what you just thought and heard. What a relief it is to know that the real news, the only true news there is, happens when you know that what you have just seen and heard has only the influence on you and your world that your thinking says it does. It only has that much influence on you. And it's only your relationship with the divine within you that has the power of influence to influence you with the absolute truth. So this morning, I'm inviting you who believe in a higher frequency to step up and to generate a field that has nothing to do with what you think. Nothing that has to do with what you think is happening or not happening in yourself or in anybody else or in the world. The world we see now is simply a picture of old thought forms that are already dead and gone because we have condensed them into what we think is real, but it's already past and it's already gone. It's not reality, not even close. At very best, it's temporary. And so as much as we want to hold on to what we know, it's time to dive deeper into the new and what is as yet to be in our lives, to dive into that realm that we hardly ever go to, the realm of what's beyond our thinking. As you all know, I have a gazillion synonyms for what some folks call God. My latest one that I'm playing with right now, name for God is dynamism. Think about that word for God, dynamism. So while you and I cling to old structures and habituated ways of being, we could let go of that and trust the invisible that part of us that's eternal, indestructible, and dynamic. I know it sounds kind of scary to do that. You don't know where you'll end up with that kind of thinking. But it's only scary when you look at it through the narrow lens of your assumptions. You and I well know that our thoughts are never going to stop. We are thinking beings, and we're always going to do this. They are relentless and prolific. But what a relief it is to know that while our thoughts are never going to stop, we have no responsibility to take them seriously or invite them in for tea. What are our thoughts, anyway? Nothing more than conditioned patterns. And as long as you continue to shovel coal on them, they will cost you everything. It will cost you your life, your happiness, and your precious energy. So, what a relief it is to know that life, real life, your life, is the exact opposite of the life your thoughts blab about every day of your life. This morning and in the days ahead, I invite you to a place you've been to rarely, maybe on occasion, but the place is called Thinking Beyond Your Thinking. You ever been there? The phrase "think beyond your thinking" is most commonly attributed to Joseph Guyon, a prominent author known for his book, Don't Believe Everything You Think, where he emphasizes the concept that explores the space beyond our limited thought patterns and conditioning so that we can access a deeper level of ourselves and a deeper understanding. Guyon argues that our thoughts are not always as accurate representations of reality. It often restrict our lives and restrict our perspective and restrict our ability to say respect. So his prescription is a healthier, happier life is to transcend your thoughts. Thinking beyond your thinking encourages a practice of observing and letting go of thoughts so that you can access a state of awareness beyond your mind's usual limits. And by stepping out beyond your habitual thinking patterns, you open yourself to a new possibility and to new personal growth. You and I have always had the possibility to simply be the spiritual being that we keep telling each other here at Unity that we are. That's the basic bottom line that we assume and talk about every day, that we're spiritual beings living in a spiritual universe, governed by spiritual love and spiritual truth. But this only happens when we take our mind out of the equation and give our thoughts a rest and explore what that really means for us. Can you imagine the relief that could happen if you gave your thoughts a rest for a while? Your soul must be happy and relieved when you finally fall off to sleep at night. And if you're not falling off to sleep at night, why aren't you falling off to sleep? Because your mind is going crazy, thinking about what you didn't do or what's happening or something. I woke up in the middle of the night. One of our cats was scratching at our bedroom door. And I said a few words and got up and scared the cat off. That was good. If you can't nod off to sleep, it's because your mind is working overtime and won't shut up. And what a relief it is to know that you can always be who you are and not who you think you are. That problem can be not what you think it is. It may not even be a problem at all. What a relief it is to know that the world can be the world and not what you and I think it is. You remember the Rolaids commercial that said, "How do you spell relief?" We may know how to spell relief, but do we really know true relief, peace of mind, and freedom? Here's what the dictionary tells us about relief. It's a feeling of reassurance, relaxation, following release from anxiety or distress. Much to my relief, I opened a new door. Much to my change of mind, I've become reassured that all was well. That's relief. It means consolation and comfort and solace and calmness and relaxation and repose and ease and taking lots of wonderful deep breaths. Another meaning for relief is the assistance that comes to us or someone else in the form of food or clothing or money or support. There was a man who walked into a bookstore and asked the clerk if she could point him to the self-help section. And she said, "Well, of course I can, but then that would be defeating the purpose, wouldn't it?" Where's the self-help section? Yeah, okay. Your help comes the moment you start thinking for yourself, or thinking beyond your thinking and search beyond your searching. It was Louise Hay who said it best. She said, "I don't fix problems, I fix my thinking, and then problems fix themselves." You know, before unity was called unity, way back when in the days, even prior to Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, this kind of thinking was called, are you ready for it? New thought. It meant that in order to find peace, happiness, prosperity, and health, you had to think a new thought. You had to think beyond your thinking. You had to think something beyond what you'd ever thought before. You needed to think beyond your thinking and to give up dwelling in stinking thinking that was already starting to stink the moment you thought it. In the book of Proverbs, we read, "For a man, as a man thinks, so is he." In the book of Romans, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." In Philippians, think about such things as are true, noble, right, pure, lovely, admirable, excellent, and praiseworthy. Even Jesus said it. Jesus said, "Repent, for the kingdom of God is nearby." The word repent simply means to change your mind. You've heard of that, haven't you? Changing your mind. Change your thinking patterns. Change the energy you're giving your current thought right now. When you change your mind, what your mind is holding on to, when you change what you believe is true about you, and open yourself to the relief that comes from that, instead of what the old mindset, the old stinking thinking has brought to you, then things really begin to happen in your life. There's a line from an old Alka-Seltzer commercial that was spoken by Ralph, played by Milt Moss. It was back in 1972, if any of you can remember back then. In this commercial, hapless Ralph is awake at night with some major digestive woes. And he keeps groaning over and over again, saying, "I can't believe I ate the whole thing." While his wife makes snide comments in the background. When you and I believe everything we think or what someone else thinks, we swallow the whole thing. Hook, line, and sinker. and as a result, we often begin to sink below our thinking level. To paraphrase, I can't believe I thought that whole thought, hook, line, and sinker, and allowed it to linger in my mind. I can't believe I was so gullible. We start believing things like, did you know that you get a freckle every time you disappoint Jesus? Or you get a Mose on your head. I really must have disappointed Jesus somewhere along the way. Anybody who believes that, well, I won't even go in there. Did you know that the word gullible is no longer recognized as an official word in the Oxford English Dictionary? I'll have to look that one up. So here's my message to you and to me this morning. Don't believe everything you hear, everything you see, and especially what someone else thinks. If you can do this, then relief will follow you every day of the rest of your life. God bless you. Before we get into meditation, I'd like to give my book study event coming up a little plug this morning. You know, when I was in college in Toronto, Canada, my plan was to be a television, radio or television announcer. I was hoping to be the next Walter Cronkite or whoever. But I was still not really sure if that was what I was supposed to be doing with my life. So I was talking to my mother after class one day, and I said, I'm still uncertain about where I'm going with my life. And she said, why don't you go and talk to the Unity minister in Toronto, you know her, and see what she says. So I went to her and I said, I'm a little insecure about where I'm going, and can you help me? And she said, well, David, I'd like to give you a prayer, and it's the most powerful prayer that you can use. But it comes with a warning label. And the warning label is, and I talk about this in the book, the warning label is, don't use it because it works. You need to know it's going to work. So don't use it unless you want something to change in your life. So I said, okay, lay it on me. So here was the affirmation. Here am I, Lord, use me. Now, this is 60 years ago, so we used the word Lord quite a bit back then, but we don't use it as much today, but you can substitute whatever word you want. Here am I, universe, use me. So I went home and then slept on that. I got a good night's sleep and the next morning I thought, well, I'm going to give this prayer that's so powerful a whirl. So I said, here am I, Lord, use me. I went off to class that morning and was sitting in an English class in the afternoon, and all of a sudden this voice inside me that was more powerful than any voice I'd ever heard said, David, you're going to be a Unity minister. And I thought, what? Oh, okay. So I went home and I told my mother what happened, and she said, well, David, we've always known you're going to be a Unity minister. And so I went and told the minister, I said, I used your prayer, and this voice spoke to me and said, I'm going to be a Unity minister. And she said, well, David, we've always known you're going to be a Unity minister. So this morning I invite you to use this prayer to start off our meditation, but only use it if you are ready to know that it always works. If you don't want it to work, then don't keep Keep quiet. So, here, take a deep breath, and everyone, and you can substitute the word Lord with any word that you use to describe the universe in whatever way. And let's all say, here am I, Lord, use me. You're up for it. Speak those words with me together. Here am I, Lord, use me. And so this morning, I want you to take a moment to review how you have spent the moments of the last 24 hours of your life. How often during those past 24 hours have you been using your mind to be in the present moment? Are you using the present moments of your life, or any you have been using, to be in the present moment? Ah, the present moment. That's where the energy is. That's where the spirit is. That's where you climb out of your thinking and into the realm of reality. This moment is the precious currency of your life. There is nothing more valuable than here and now. So whatever is going on in your life, or you think is going on in your life, you no longer need to feel fearful or worried or guilty about your past or about the future. Allow yourself to slip away from the personal past, future, and slip into the present moment. Pay attention to what's going on in the inner world of your consciousness right now. Are you arguing to hold on to your limitations? Or are you willing to let them go? Right before you, right now, the gift of peace and joy and happiness is yours. Whenever you can be in the present moment, fully, and with no thought of being elsewhere. It was Henry David Thoreau who said, "He is blessed over all mortals who loses no moment of the passing life in remembering the past." And I would add to this, in anticipating the future even. There definitely is a past, but it's not now. And there's always going to be a future, but it too is not now. Only the present remains. Only the present moment is a mystery that we are part of. And all of life lies hidden there. It is yours the moment to let go, the past or the future. Relief from worry, fear, pain, and anxiety lies in this moment right now. Make no mistake. So, I leave you in this moment. Be with the one who has been with you through every moment and will be with you every moment of the rest of your life. So it is. Amen.
So in this now moment is time for sacred giving. There are many ways to give, so just choose whatever works the best for you. You can give cash or a check in person, or you can mail it to the address that's on the screen right now, or text the number that you see. You can also visit our website at unityspokane.org and donate there. If you haven't yet, consider setting up reoccurring giving as a way to contribute. It's a great way to contribute, to give to the center, and ask Anna how. So taking in where we are right now, and taking in the words of Eckhart Tolle, who says, acknowledging the good that you've already had in your life, taking that into this moment is the foundation for all abundance. Abundance that is mine to share.
This is a piece I wrote called Reflections. It's a good idea to reflect on one David's message today. And I just wanted to say thank you very much, everyone. I don't ever say thank you, and I want to be able to say thank you for supporting my music all these years. I so appreciate you very much. My band's going to be playing, throw a little plug in, my band's going to be playing in Hamilton in April 12th. So if you'd like to come to see me with my band, I didn't think I'd have a band, but I have one, so come see me.
thank you, Divine Spirit, for these generous gifts that come to the center, that allow us to serve our congregation and our community. Amen.
Well, today David told us that we don't have to always believe everything we think, and I realized I'm way ahead of the curve. I've given up thinking years ago. Thank you to Reverend David, Pamela, Scott, everybody else involved for a wonderful service. Join me as we say our unity statement together. Unity stands for peace in the presence of conflict, for love in the presence of hatred, for forgiveness in the presence of injury. Unity honors the many names for God, the many paths to God, for we know that there is only one power, one present, and one life. So whoever you are and wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you're welcome here. If you're here for the very first time, we have a welcome packet with a coupon for a free beverage from our barista stand and some other goodies. So please raise your hand if you're here for the first time. Tell our ushers get to see you, bring you a packet. And I'm not seeing any hands go up. Wow, we didn't have to be on our best behavior after all. Oh well. We're glad everybody's here today, and we hope that everybody spends a little time in the fellowship hall afterwards so we can get to know everybody. We encourage everyone to sign up for our e-news to learn more about our upcoming classes and events. You can sign up for our email newsletter by scanning the QR code you see on the screen or on our website at unityspokane.org. We would also like to connect with you on our social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Just search Unity Spiritual Center Spokane and you'll find us. Thanks to everybody for being here today. Our chaplains today are KP, who has been holding this service in prayer, and Gary, who will be available to pray with you immediately following the service right down front here. So if you have something that's heavy on your heart, or even a joy that you want to share, please avail yourself of our chaplains. Thanks to our chaplains for their service today. We would also like to encourage anyone who is in need of prayer support to please fill out a prayer request form found in the seat packet in front of you. And you can put it in the prayer box located in the back of the sanctuary as you exit on the left. You can also submit your prayer requests through our online form on our website. Names are added to our prayer list and are prayed over for 30 days by both our prayer ministry as well as Silent Unity. And now, a look at the upcoming events and opportunities. It's news you can use with Juliet.
You can lower it more. All right. Good morning. Some of these announcements are reminders, and some of these announcements are new. So to start with, two events that are happening today after service are, one is Living the Talk, and that's if you want to, this is a tongue twister, if you want to dive deeper and discuss Reverend David's talk, then join Ron and myself today from 11:30 to 12:30 in the library. All are welcome. And also today from 11:30 to 12:30, we have our very first parent chat. And then that will be in the chapel. So we got the library and then the chapel. Childcare and snacks will be provided by the Youth and Family Ministry team. And this is such a great opportunity for parents and caregivers to get to know each other and to connect. So, next, speaking of connections, we have a lot of wonderful teams here. And one of the wonderful teams is the Connections team. And what it does is right there in the name, it connects people. So if you're interested in joining the Connections team, I'm on the Connections team. We are in the process of planning some fun social events. So if you enjoy doing that, come and join us. We will be meeting tomorrow evening. Let's see, from 5, let me go find my notes. I got to know because I'm going. from 5:30 to 7 p.m. 5:30 to 7 p.m. tomorrow night. Yeah, we would love to have more people join us. So if you're interested in joining, or if you just have questions, talk to Deanna or Michelle. And then also, we have a very, very sacred event coming. Really think about joining us. We have our Unity Connection Ceremony. It'll be on March 2nd at 11:30. And all are welcome. And we will experience an inner process of release and forgiveness of self and others. There will be music led by Spirit Voice and also Gati, and a special group activity. So think about treating yourself to some healing. Also, the Connections team is hosting a comfy, cozy winter warm-up. So that will include some hot drinks like hot cocoa, hot tea, maybe some hot coffee, what other hot drinks are there? Hot apple cider. Well, we'll think about that one. Deanna said, Okay. So let's see. We will also be playing games. So hot drinks, hot non-alcoholic drinks, and and games. So that'll be on Friday evening, March 7th at 6 p.m. It'll be here at the center. And we will have games, but if you have some favorite games and you want to bring them, you're welcome to. Also, if you'll be bringing children, you're welcome to bring their favorite games as well. We don't want them to be bored. All are welcome. The next sound bath will be on Saturday, March 8th at 2 p.m. And you can sign up for that in the e-news. And the very last sound bath was filled to capacity, so you may want to sign up early. Next, today is our Board Listeners Sunday. There will be a board listener, and that is Terry today. And since the library and the chapel are already filled, Terry will be meeting near the store area. And so if you want to ask someone on the board some questions, or if you have some suggestions, seize the opportunity and talk to Terry, because your voice matters. And we're in a time of transition, so now's a great time to do it. And lastly, next Sunday, February 23rd, our speaker will be Al Konigsfeld. Did I get that wrong? Okay. It's okay, it's okay. I didn't catch it, but good job. Just checking if you're listening. Next Sunday, March 2nd? Okay, March 2nd, our speaker will be Al Konigsfeld with music by Michael Milham. Okay. Enjoy.
All right, are there any kids back there? Looks like that's it. Well, we are so blessed to have an amazing yet small youth ministry here right now at the Unity Spiritual Center. Let's bless all of our young children and those in service. There's one more. And those in service to our youth ministry with our children's blessing. Be the love you are. Sing the song you hear. Share your joy of life with people far and near. And from all of us, be the love we are. Sing the song we hear. Share our joy of life with people far and near. All right, guys, go on back to where you came from. All right, now please stand as you are able and join together for our closing prayer for protection, followed by the peace song. Together we affirm, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And that's the truth.